Hey guys, what up? Before we get into our little, I don't know what's going on there. Before we get into our little talk today about kind of how I've been with food lately and everything, I just want to point something out real quick about when I put out sponsored products. What do I mean by sponsored? Either a product that was sent to me to post about and talk about, or I was also paid to do it. So, in regards to products that are sent to me, I will not post something if I don't have a good experience with it, if I don't like it, if I don't think the quality is good. So I just want you guys to know that, like, I'm not lying and I'm not just like putting things out there just because I'm getting these products for free or getting paid for them. I genuinely do like them, and so I want to kind of show you one that I got that I don't really like. Now, I'm not going to like shame the brand or shame the product or anything like that, so I'm not going to focus in on kind of what it looks like or what it says. But that's it right over there, those 6 little guys over there. And basically, these were sent to me. They are protein chips, and I've actually been really excited to try them because you guys know how much I love like the Quest protein chips. I think we got another brand's chips once, but I love chips, so I was really excited. I opened them today. First of all, they looked a little funny, but I'm like, you know, whatever. Sometimes like clean food looks a little weird, like, duh. So I try it and I'm like, ugh, this is gross. It has a taste, it tastes like the ground. It's nasty. So, it did get to me a little bit late, so the company already reached out to me and asked me what my post was. So what I'm going to do is be emailing them and, you know, of course, thank them so much for sending out their products to me and letting me try it. However, I do not like the product at all, and I'm not going to post something to, you know, anyone that's out there that follows me and, you know, looks to me for any kind of advice on, you know, what they should be eating and buying and stuff like that, because I just don't feel like that's real. So, on a different note, I have a few other products that were sent to me that I'm super pumped about, but I'm not going to talk about them. I also know that you guys are probably wondering what the hell is behind me on this whiteboard, all these words. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit, and that is basically, that's Scott's stuff. He has really gotten me into reading, like, not necessarily like self-help books, but more like self-improvement books or audiobooks, and I've really come into loving them and what they're doing for me and for him. And so I'm just going to show you an example of his right now. So this is the book that he's reading, which is really funny because I actually get email newsletters from this guy right here, and then my book's underneath, You Are Not Your Brain. So what he did over here was write down the key things that he's learning in this book. Key high performance habits, seeking clarity, da 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 da. So we have this whiteboard in our kitchen, and it's freaking awesome. And if you don't have a whiteboard in your house anywhere, highly suggest it. So we're gonna go upstairs. We're gonna have a little conversation about food. First of all, it's Monday morning. How gross it is outside. Ugh. Oh, raining and dark, and that's my new car. I'll show this to you guys when it's not raining out. All right, so we're just gonna do a little bit of a sit-down talk today. It's something that's kind of been on my mind a lot, and if you guys follow me on Instagram, hopefully you saw my post last week about kind of how my relationship with food has been lately, and how I've kind of lost sight of things and kind of been really unhappy with the way I look right now, and disappointed in myself for my lack of willpower when it comes to food. Depending on how long you guys have been following me on here, you probably would know that my 2 big no-nos in dieting, like my 2 just like, don't do it, don't eat it ever, there's no reason to ever do it, except on, you know, super special occasions, is sugar and alcohol. And in my opinion, and maybe that's just because it's what affects me the most, but I mean, it affects everyone, that is what makes me gain weight the most, and that is sugar and refined sugar and, well, I mean all sugar probably, but gotta have some, right? But sugar and alcohol, and I have become, I guess, sugar and alcohol are now a part of my life. It's not just like the rare occasion anymore, or you know, there's this big event and so I'm gonna have a few drinks, or like, oh, my friend that I haven't seen in a few months, like we're gonna go out for a drink or two. Like, it's more so been like a weekly thing, and I have definitely noticed a difference in my body because of it. A lot of really good changes. I've been lifting a lot heavier. I've been deadlifting and squatting, which I haven't done in years, and I've been doing that for about 2 months now. So I'm definitely seeing a lot of muscle gains in my body. However, I'm also gaining a lot of fat because I'm not keeping it clean with my diet. Everyone should be mindful with their relationship with food, and what I mean by that is how you incorporate food in your life, if you let food control you or you control what you eat, and how you also don't let it define you or get hung up on it, and you know, things like that. And so that's kind of what started my whole, I don't want to call it a downfall because it's not, but I guess it became, like I said, weekly over the past few months, where I was, you know, eating some sugar like every weekend, or getting frozen yogurt with Scott, or getting dessert after a meal or something like that with a few drinks. And it's become so normal to me that it doesn't feel special anymore, and that's why I feel like it's in my life too much. And yeah, so I've definitely put on a few pounds. I guess I can show you, maybe. Nah, I don't know, I don't want to show you. Not just because I've like gained weight. I actually have some photos up on my Instagram that I just posted, so you can go and check some pictures out. I do have a few body photos up there, but I am just like gaining a more weight kind of like in my hip and midsection area. That's just where I gain weight first. It's where I lose weight last, so it sucks. But I've noticed like just little things, like I have a little bump when I have certain pants on that I didn't have that before. My ab definition has gone down a ton. Like, they're still there, but like just not really as much as normal. I did have someone comment, I believe, on my last YouTube video or the YouTube video before that, saying, I forget what it was, something about how our body goes through seasons just like the seasons change. And thank you so much for that comment, because it really stuck with me, and I'm like, wow, this guy's right. Like, you can't expect to be like super shredded and like super lean like all year round. Like, it's just not, you can't make any muscle gains doing that. You can't make like overall body improvements if you're just trying to stay shredded all year long. However, it doesn't mean you can allow yourself to start indulging like every other day. Like, oh, I'll just have these few cookies, and oh, well, I have frozen yogurt 2 days later, and oh, I'll go out and have a few beers afterwards. Like, it really adds up. And so you'll notice, like, if you cut these things out of your diet, or cut anything that you consume a few times a week out of your diet that's bad for you, in a month's time, you will see a difference. You will see it, I promise. So flip that around. If you eat that food for a month or whatever, you'll notice that you have gained weight after a month, and you're like, oh, I feel gross. Like, what? It almost just feels like a downward spiral, where like you already feel bad about yourself, and you're just like, well, whatever, I already feel gross, so like this isn't gonna make a difference. And that's kind of like where I was at. Like, I was kind of just like, I worked so hard all week, like I deserve this, like I deserve that. And then I binge out either like Saturday night and Sunday, or one of the two, or kind of like through both of them. And then Monday comes, I feel disgusting. My workouts aren't as good at the gym. And then I spend Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, even sometimes Thursday, getting back to like feeling good about myself again. And then there's like a Friday, and then here we go, Saturday all over again, binge out. And it's just like this continuous cycle that just goes on. And I finally have just like had enough. And so what I always recommend to my meal plan clients is, and you guys, I mean, if you're going to start this lifestyle and you want to make a change, you can't just like do it all at once and like change all these habits that you've accumulated over the past few months or years or even your entire lifetime. So like going to myself and being like, okay, well, I'm going to cut out all sugar, I'm going to cut out all alcohol, I'm going to cut out all carbs, because that's eventually the goal too, the carb cycle. It's just not realistic, and I probably won't stick with it, just like I tell you guys. So I've decided for the month of October, no refined sugar. And then, you know, I keep trying to like take it a step further and be like, okay, well, no alcohol. Okay, well, no other kind of sugar, no fruit. And I'm like, you know what? No, just stick to this. Get in the habit again of not consuming refined sugar at all. Like last night, Scott even got Halo Top ice cream, and you guys know how much I love the Halo Top. Oh my God, I wanted it so bad. And I've never even had the cookies and cream kind, so I was like, gimme, 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 gimme. But I did not have even one bite. So it's like the more you say no, the easier it gets. The more you say yes, the easier that gets. So get in the habit of saying no. No sugar, no alcohol, no soda, no chips, no whatever thing is your thing that you need to get out of your diet at that time. Just stop like doing it. Say no. So like last night I made some refined sugar free cookies, chocolate chip cookies. Ate them all pretty much, but they are much better than regular cookies. And I didn't let myself down. I stuck to my guns, and today had much better of a workout than I have most Mondays. Like, I just feel so much better. I'm going into the week not feeling like I completely screwed myself over all weekend eating like crap. I did have like some fried food yesterday, and I had 2 beers Saturday night. So it's not like I'm like, oh, all of a sudden eating perfectly. But I didn't have, this was the first weekend in like 2-3 months that I didn't have sugar. So, you know what? That is a defeat, and that is, you know, something that I did for myself, and it's just now next weekend's going to be easier to say no to sugar, and the weekend after that, and the weekend after that, and then, you know, come November, and I'll introduce something else that I'm going to be cutting out. And so it just accumulates, and that's just the much better way to do it. And I felt like my relationship with food was kind of out of control, and I wasn't sticking to my guns, and I wasn't exercising my willpower, and I enjoyed doing that. Like, I enjoy challenging myself, especially when you're seeing such incredible results. Like, I was so ripped up for a little while. You want to see a picture? Here's a picture. So yeah, and that was, you know, I was on point all the time with my diet at that time, as well as my cardio. Because I have started lifting out heavier, and I have not incorporated cardio into my workouts as much. I used to do it like almost every day, and now I was down to like 2 days a week. So now I've also kind of made sure that I'm incorporating cardio into my workouts at least 3 times a week, for at least 25 minutes those 3 times. So we'll see. I guess I should have taken a before photo, but I mean, that's kind of what I use Instagram for, is to track the progress and track the stuff that goes backwards, regrets, I guess. But to wrap this up, I mean, food is what fuels us. Food is in our daily life. Like, food is a huge, important part of all of our lives, and you need to be able to have a good relationship with it and not hate it, and and it shouldn't stress you out. Like, it should be something you look forward to doing. It should be something that you're concentrating on doing while you're doing it. Like, you know, sometimes we sit in front of the TV and we mindless snack. I do it all the time. And it's so much better to just like sit there and like really concentrate on the food and like really, really taste it, really feel the textures, and just really concentrate on your eating. And then eat until you're like, so say there's like a 1 to 10 scale. 10 is like, you're so full, you're hunched over, you're like, I'm gonna puke in about 2 seconds. Been there multiple times. There was actually a time that I was camping with my best friend Sarah and her family, and I ate so much that I was literally hunched over on her dad's tailgate and I like thought I was gonna cry. I was like, I can't move. I can't even sit up straight. Like, I just like wanted to go to bed and like die. It was terrible. So 10 being like that side of things, and 1 being like, I have to eat now. Like, my stomach feels like it's eating itself. You should really only be eating to around like a 7 on like most typical meals. Maybe like an 8, but you definitely don't want to be pushing it. And that should be like, you're eating until you're full, and eat when you're hungry and stop when you're full. And don't overeat and don't starve yourself. Like, that's really kind of the way that I want to be living, and I know I need to start concentrating more on what I'm eating and kind of not doing it as like a multitasking thing. I just like to be busy all the time. Like, I like to multitask. I hope you guys found this video a little informational. I'm human too. I screw up, and you know, dieting is like the hardest part of all this for me. Like, I feel like, you know, going to the gym is the best part of my day. I love waking up and going to the gym and lifting, and I hate cardio, but it still feels good when I do it, you know what I mean? Or like after, I guess, not really while I'm doing it. So, I just hope this opens up everyone's eyes a little bit. You know, I know people see, people that are very dedicated to fitness. Like, I've been in this for, you know, 4 or 5 years that I've been seriously lifting, but I've always been an athlete. I've always worked out. You know, I went to the gym and got trained to do the equipment when I was 10 years old just so I could go without an adult. So just realize that, like, we're all human, and we all have the same struggles, and it's just whether you want to exercise your willpower or not. So hopefully you guys found this video helpful, and if you did, please, you know, please give it a thumbs up, and share it with someone who needs it, okay? Thank you guys so much for your support. I will see you next time.